Hey guys, it's me, Barbie Petal Pusher. This is take 2 because I just talked to myself for about 10 minutes before I realized the video wasn't recording. So we'll do this again. Hi, welcome to all my new subscribers. Welcome back to everybody who has been here before. Thanks for joining me. I've got a lot to go over today, so we're going to hop right to it. First of all, I hope everyone had a very great Christmas and a good New Year. It is Monday, January 7th. Christmas was all right here. My kids had a good Christmas. I was gifted the wonderful, wonderful present early Christmas morning of the stomach flu. So that wasn't the most fun in the world. Not really how I like to spend my Christmas day, but on the plus side, no Christmas weight was gained. So yay for that. Kids got a lot of good stuff. I'm going to show you some things that I made as Christmas gifts. Might do a WIP Parade. I think I have it here. Got some old finishes to show you, new finishes to show you, several WIPs, lots of stuff going on. So let's go ahead and jump right to it. Okay? All right. So if you have been watching for a little while, you know I have too many prairie schoolers that are good for me. Are good for me? Aren't good? I don't know. I have a lot. Can't even talk about them. So I decided this year I was going to do a very prairie year stitch along. So I'll link the hashtag below. And the wonderful ladies, Helen D. and Misty Purcell, are joining along with me. And we'd love it if you guys would join in with us too. I've seen a couple of you using the hashtag on Instagram, so thank you so much for that. The rules, I guess we'll go over the rules. They're very easy rules. Basically, it's pick a prairie schooler, one a month for the whole year, and start it whenever. You don't have to start it on the 1st. It can be the last day of the month. Just whenever you find time in the month, start a prairie schooler. You don't have to finish it. It's great if you do, but you don't have to. It's just to get them started and get them into your rotation so you can get them out of your stash and into your house. So the one I'm starting with for January is Winter Wind. And I decided to do this one right here. I am making a couple changes, so let me tell you about those as I show you. I just started the other day, so I'm not too far, and unfortunately we had a frog visit already. So here's what I've got so far. This is 28 count coffee tea dyed Monaco, the Vanna bacon based method. So a couple changes I've already made. I brightened up this blue because it was the called for is a really kind of grayish blue. To me, winter is dull and gray and gloomy. I don't want super gray and gloomy colors on this. I want it a little bit more vibrant. So I brightened this one up. I brightened this one up quite a bit. These browns are the same, but then the pattern has, I don't know how well you can see, it's a lot of like tannish brown in here, and it just wasn't doing it for me. So I took the gray brown, which is the word winds, on here, and anything that's tan I'm changing to that color. So the gray and the brown here, they are the called for colors. So I'm just making all the tan words gray as well. And I like it so far. So my plan is to work from here going upward. This is already the width minus the straight lines on the sides, which I don't know if I'm going to do or not yet. It's not that I dislike them, it's just that I guess it's a lazy thing that I'm like, oh, when I frame it, I gotta really get those lines straight. So we'll see. I might add it and suck it up. So yeah, I'm gonna work my way up. The other changes I want to make, or at least one for sure, and then one that's iffy right now. And this is just me being a spaz. So there's 4 of these kind of in this series where they have this little square with like the season at the top. So there's Winter Wind, Spring Has Come, Summer Breeze, which I'm still on the lookout for, so if anyone wants to sell me theirs, that'd be great. And Autumn Leaves. They all have, you know, the heading there. The other 3, though, don't have it here. And this one does say winter, and none of the others say spring or summer or autumn. And for some reason, that really bothers me. I know it's silly, but it bothers me. So I think I'm going to get rid of the word winter, and I don't know that I'll stitch that in solid. I might just put, like, use one of those blue colors and just put a row of snowflakes across the top, is my thought. The other change, I'm not a big red person. There's hardly any red in my house. The only time red pops up in my house is for Christmas. So since this is a winter piece, not a Christmas piece, yes, I'm going to keep, you know, the red cardinals, and I think I'm going to do that little house in red. But this house just bugs me. I don't know, something about the coloring of it I just don't like. So I might change it to one of the blues with like a red door, so we still have a little bit of the balance of red at the top and the bottom. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I'm on the fence. So my thought is just keep stitching on this until it's done, and hopefully get it done this month. I am able, let's see, today's only the 7th, so it's early in the month still. I mean, that's a decent chunk done. If I get the words done, you're basically a third of the way done. Now the top and the bottom are a little more stitch heavy, but still. I can stitch on this in the car for pickup line stitching, so that's good. And I'm just going to work on it every night that I can and every afternoon that I can, and hopefully get it done. Because I don't just want to start these. I would ideally like to get them finished and up and enjoyed. Before I move on to my other WIPs, I forgot. I did grab an old finish to show you today because I just took down Christmas the other day. This is A Very Merry Christmas Town by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I did this probably 3 or 4 years ago. It's been a little while. I'd have to look back on my Instagram. Frame is from Michaels, and it's one of my all-time favorite frames. I love it because I loved things that look more ornate and carved usually. I did make a couple changes because I did buy the kit, but I changed whatever was here. I want to say maybe it's a snowflake. I think it's a snowflake. To a snowman on either side, and this is a Frosted Pumpkin snowman from a different pattern of theirs. I can't remember what pattern, but it is one of theirs. I eliminated a candy jar out of the window because I remember seeing people do that at the time. The big change though is right here. For me personally, I felt like this, I think it's a big like rectangle sign and it might say candy in it. I don't even remember what the pattern looks like. And then this little kind of bunting with the candy canes is at the top of that sign. So I moved the bunting down, and then I used this lollipop motif, made it bigger, and then put the word candy in it. Just, it felt too heavy with big block here, but then like not a big block here. I don't know. If you know the pattern, maybe you know what I'm talking about. But I love my change there. It's one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. So that is that. This pretty much goes up as soon as Halloween Town comes down. Christmas Town goes up. I loved these little Frosted Pumpkin Towns. I kind of wish they'd come out with some more, but I don't know what you'd really do another town for. I don't know. I liked them though, so thanks, Frosted Pumpkins. Then I was working around Christmas time. I got started more on this like right after Christmas because I was working on a really big Christmas gift project, which you'll see here in a minute. So this was kind of some after Christmas stitching. I was working on Santa's Village. This is the second house, Poinsettia Place. And I'll show you where I got. I'm stitching these all on one piece. It's 28 count Crystal Coastal from Picture This Plus. And here's where I'm at. So you can see I've gotten most of the house done. I really don't think it's going to take me too terribly long to finish the rest. I mean, yes, I know there's still a lot. Like there's all the roof and all the snow and this thingy here. But it's one of those things, if you just get down to it, it goes faster than you think, I think. So kind of my goal, so I want to finish Winter Wind, and then I'm going to focus back on this one and finishing this up. And then kind of my goal for the year is I would love it if I could get the top row done. So I'd have something done and, you know, get this done before my children become adults would be really nice. We'll see how that goes. Then my last WIP that I wanted to show you, active WIP. I have older WIPs that we'll maybe get to. This was my New Year, New Start, and you would think I would just, you know, do a double whammy and start my Prairie Schooler at that time since I needed to anyway, but no, not how I roll. I decided to start Mason Jar lineup. Dimensions kit, got it at Hobby Lobby. I have liked this pattern for years, and so I finally decided to get it over the summer, and I thought, you know what, stitch it. Start it, let's go for it. In a dream Fantasyland world, I would love to have this done by spring. Will it happen? Probably not, but a girl can dream. So here's where I got. This is only, though, I think I worked on this. I started New Year's Day, and I think I switched Friday or Saturday. So I only worked on it a couple days, and I got pretty far, I think. There it is. I'm doing it on the Ada that was in the kit. It makes it easy to count. So that's nice. When you have the Ada, you can move around a lot easier. And I love how it's turning out. These are totally Barbie colors. I love these. These kind of like minty aqua colors are my faves. So I'm really happy with how it's going so far. It is a lot more color changing than I'm used to, which is a little fiddly at times. Like these flowers have like 4 different pinky purples in them. But the effect is pretty. It looks like watercolors. So we'll see. See how that goes. So I'm going to get Winter Wind done, then do my Santa's Village house, and then come back to this one. While still, you know, interjecting other things, because you can't just stitch on one thing. I used to be a one-at-a-time stitcher, but Stitch Mania and Flosstube have ruined me. So, oh well. Alright, so those are my current active WIPs. I did have a couple finishes. Oh, I threw one on the floor. Hang on. I wanted to show you. So before Christmas, this was my card project in the pickup line. For those of you that don't know what pickup line is, so at my kids' elementary school, I have 2 kids in school. One little guy is still here with me. And they used to allow us to park our cars, and we'd all walk in, and we'd wait at the front entrance, and then when the bell would ring, they'd unlock the doors and let us into the cafeteria, and the teachers would bring our kids out, and we'd grab them and go. But because everyone's very safety concerned nowadays, and understandably so, they don't allow you to go into the school to pick up. So all of these minivans and SUVs are in a nice long line out to the road in front of the school, and if you don't want to be actually on the road blocking traffic, you have to get there at like, our kids get out at 3:30, so I need to get there by like 3:15, 3:20 at the very latest. And you wouldn't think that's a lot of time to stitch, but man, it really adds up. So I was stitching Merry String by Lizzie Kate. If you've been watching, I've done Spooky String, Thankful String, and now Merry String. I do have Snowy String. I don't know if I'll get to it this winter because Winter Wind can be stitched in line, and the Mason Jar one can also be stitched in the card pretty easily. I did it one day and I was like, it's not too bad. So those might be card projects just so I can get them done. So, oh, I just got a text from my husband. All right, so I better answer that so he doesn't bing again. So my finish, I did get this done. Sorry for the distraction. This is on 28 count Monaco that I copied Priscilla and Chelsea because I loved the coloring that they did. This is the aqua and then coffee dyed Monaco, and I converted all my colors to color and cotton, except for the white, of course. And I think the kind of tealy kind of blue color might be a DMC. I think it is. Like this color here, kind of more minty green. Sorry, the lighting's not the best. It's very cloudy out today, very warm. It's going to be like 63 degrees here. I'm in Illinois, and it's 63, January 7th. I will take it. Cloudy, but warm. So there's that. I need to eventually get this FFO'd so we can hang it up next Christmas, but I love it. The other finish I did was another Lizzie Kate. This is Sampler Claus. I chose this piece for the Coming to Town Sal hosted by Snug Harbor Crafts, Deb and Kef. And I was doing this one here with Santa because that was the thing, stitch a Lizzie Kate with the Santa. And I did make some changes. Let me show you on the pattern real quick. So in the pattern here, you got Santa, you got your flowers, the birdie, and you got all this stuff around him. I wasn't super wild about all the like random stuff just floating around him. So I kept Santa in his basket and the cardinal and the heart and the candle and the flowers. I decided I didn't want to waste my time stitching this little white border, and I didn't want to stitch all this other stuff. So I took the little tree, it's right there, and I moved it where those peppermints are. So it's kind of a nature-y themed Santa, like Santa likes to garden kind of thing, or Santa's out for a little woodland stroll. And it turned out great. Hang on, there's something stuck on this string, and I love how I finished it. So this was on my Instagram a while back if you saw it, but there he is. And I love him. Again, converted to color and cotton because I love Angela's colors. So yeah, I just added, I think I added 1 or 2 more snowflakes here and there. Put the little tree up here. I did brighten the cardinal because in the pattern he's like a purple cardinal. No thanks. So I brightened him up a little bit, but I absolutely love it. I did the magnet finish in case I'd ever want to swap something else out on here. And this is just some little pom-pom trim I believe I got at Walmart. The sled was from Target in the $1, $3, and $5 area. It was $5, which, yes please. And I liked it so much for finishing things that I bought 2 more. I don't have anything on them, but they're over there in case I decide next year I want to do more stuff. So, or good for gifts or something like that. So, he got to be hung up for Christmas, and I absolutely love it. He's so cute. There he is. So those were my stitching finishes. Sorry, my messy hair is getting really messy. It's a Monday. There's no reason to like fix your hair when you're sitting at home being crawled on with a 1-year-old all day, right? I don't see the need. So, in this dresser here, I've got a couple drawers full of fabric. Quiet phone. And I've always loved the idea of making quilts. I just have never done it really or had time. I amend that statement. I did in college, like all college kids do, right? Wild, crazy college girl that I was. My grandma gave me a bunch of fabric and I was like, I'm going to make a quilt so I have a quilt to take naps under. Yeah, because most college kids make themselves a napping quilt. That's the kind of girl I am. I was smart in college and I loved a good nap. So I did do it that time. It's a mess. I do still nap under it from time to time. I have it, but it doesn't look very good. So my daughter, she's 5.5. We decided it was time to break down and get her an American Girl doll. She's been really, really wanting one. So we thought this Christmas would be the Christmas. So we looked at the catalog, and those of you that have little girls, you'll know what I'm talking about. But she decided the one she really, really liked was Mary Ellen. And Mary Ellen's from like 1954. And she's got all these cute little dresses. They're like teals and aquas and pinks and just cute. And so we were getting her Mary Ellen, and a bunch of her aunts were getting her different outfits, and grandmas were getting her different things. And my mom was getting her a bed, a little yellow Jenny Lind doll bed. It was actually belonged to Molly, American Girl Molly, those of you that know who I'm talking about there. But it fits with Mary Ellen too, because they're not too far apart in time. So I decided in my infinite wisdom that I was going to make Mary Ellen a quilt for her doll bed, kind of as like my practice quilt, because I love Priscilla and Chelsea's string quilts that they've been making, and they seem doable because they're a lot, you know, you can just make the blocks one at a time, quilt as you go. I have an older machine. It's not that great, and I thought that'd be it. So I picked colors out of my stash, which it's silly that I had this much fabric that I was able to just like toot, 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 and make a whole color scheme. And I sewed it for my practice quilt for something you'll see in a second, and I love it, and here it is. So I tried to pick similar colors to what Mary Ellen had, and then I wanted to pull in a little bit of the yellow for her bedding, and I just think it turned out super cute. So, is it perfect? Absolutely not. There's a lot of flaws. Don't look too close, really true experienced quilters, but for somebody not really knowing what they're doing, I thought it turned out pretty well. I love the colors. I love this string quilt effect in the middle. I will definitely be making something else this way another time, a real quilt for actual human people. Mary Ellen, I'm told, though, loves her quilt. She sleeps under it every night. My daughter tucks her in and gives her a little kiss. It's so cute. She loves her dolly. So Expensive, yes, but money well spent so far, yes. She adores her doll, was crying because she had to go to school today and leave Mary Ellen behind, and I had to promise to take care of Mary Ellen and change her clothes and make sure she got lunch too. So those things have all been done. Mary Ellen is okay. All right, so that was a practice for the main sewing event before Christmas. Should I put this? Put that over there. So my kids, my two oldest kids, a boy and a girl, they share a room right now. They have bunk beds, and their room is the coldest room in the house. It's the hottest in the summer. It's the coldest in the winter. So my son always complains about being cold, and he had a really nice quilt that my mom bought him. It's a solar system quilt from the land of Nod. But since he's on the top bunk, it just drapes over. It's so huge, and it makes it really hard for him to make his bed. And so I had told him a long time ago, oh, one of these days I'll make you a quilt. And the time had come to finally do it. So I started exactly 1 week before Christmas sewing a quilt. Kind of crazy. Like, not even just the sewing part, like cutting the strips. I just made up a plan out of my head. I had an idea of what I wanted, kind of figured out some dimensions, did a little calculating, and just went for it. I don't know, maybe it's a sign that, like, definitely arts, creative, crafting is totally my genre of what I need to be doing with my life. I'm not the most confident person in a lot of different areas, but if it comes to making something, I'm strangely confident and calm about doing it. Like, I think most people be like, I'm going to make a quilt. I need to plan this out. I was just like, it'll all come together. I'll just go for it. It'll be fine. There is one big mistake that I might end up ripping out and redoing, but for the most part, I think it turned out pretty good. Again, real quilters don't look too closely. So he decided he wanted blue and white. So that's what he got. Let me stand up to show you here. Not tripping over all my junk on the floor. So I made him I'm not very tall, so it's hard to show you. Here's his quilt. So it's just blue and white stripes, as you can see. And I just did some big chunks of white here. I decided I liked the quilt How You Go. Hang on, let me come back up. I feel like I'm shouting at you. So I figured out if I cut, and maybe I did this totally wrong, but I liked how with Mary Ellen's quilt I could do the quilt as you go. So I made this into panels basically. So this blue strip and the white is a panel of batting, and I sewed it on there and did quilt as you go. And then all the blue is another panel and did quilt as you go there. So I ended up with these big striped quilt as you go panels, and then I sewed them all together, and then I wanted it to be really warm, so then I did the backing, another layer of batting, the batting and the quilt as you go part and the top. So it's kind of was 3 layers coming together, and sewed it all together. So yeah, not too bad, I think, for someone who doesn't really know what they're doing. I'll just throw it over there because it needs to go back upstairs on his bed. So that took up a lot of my time, pretty much from that week before Christmas until midnight on Sunday before Christmas. I was every night, the kids go to bed, and I'd just come down to the basement and sit here and sew and sew and sew for like 2-3 hours. And my machine hated me a lot of times and would like get kinked up, and the bobbin would run out at the most inconvenient times and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, he likes it. He said it's very warm. It's not huge. It's not draping over the side of his bed anymore. So mission accomplished. Happy boy. Relieved mom. Everything's good. All right. I got a little bit of haul to show. Not a lot because I'm trying not to buy stuff. So I was at a Goodwill not too long ago, and was it a Goodwill or Salvation Army? Or I don't even remember. But I found this Charles Craft Ada in this dark color. It was 99 cents, so might as well grab it. I found this book of garlands, which I just love these little people. It just kind of has some interesting old school looking border ideas. So I thought, well, that's good for, you know, color ideas or future borders or whatever. I mean, it's kind of a quirky, interesting old book. What is this? Printed in France. Oh, it's from the DMC library, 1979. So, got that, and that was 79 cents. Break the bank. I got my latest, I don't even remember when I got this. This is my Color and Cotton for December. It's a nice aqua color. I'm too lazy to get it out. It's called Lima. So very pretty as usual with Angela. And it wouldn't be a haul segment without Barbie buying more Prairie Schooler. Because I'm addicted. So I have a search out for like Prairie Schooler cardstock or original. And then there's a couple specific patterns I'm looking for. And one of them popped up the other day. It is Spring Has Come. So this goes with the Winter Wind in that series. So the only one I don't have is Summer Breeze. I think I mentioned that before. So yeah, so I have this one. See, look, look, spring, no spring. Anyway, so I got that. Since no pattern can travel alone, because it'd be sad, the seller also had, and I don't know if I had seen this before, but I really like it. That's why I bought it. Country Seasons. And I'm already kind of thinking that last year for Mania, I did Lizzie Kate Seasons. And what I did, my challenge was I started a new one each week. So I'm kind of thinking that this might be my Mania, where I start a new one of these each week and see how far I can get on it in a week. These are a little more stitch heavy than the Lizzie Kates, so they might be harder to finish in a week, but at least I would have started them, and then I can work on them later. But, yep, very cute. Not too big. So there's those. And then I think right after I had talked to you guys last time, so like maybe beginning or mid-December, I had considered this my Christmas gift to myself. I don't have a lot of like just summer cross-stitch things. I have a lot of patriotic patterns, but nothing that's just like just for summer. And so I saw this summer samplers that I really liked. I like this one with like the veggies down at the bottom. Tend your garden with love and care. There will be enough to share. So, and again, can't travel alone. So with it came band samplers. And I think I would like to stitch this part here for my husband, take off the alphabet. For some random reason, my husband is obsessed with oak trees. He's always, every fall he gets a bunch of acorns and plants them and like we have a special thing he bought with like these tubes to grow trees in. So actually there's a window right here above me. I'm in my basement. It's like a partial sunken basement, so there's windows and ledges and stuff. It's right up my window. There's 25 acorns that he's trying to grow. So this says tall oaks from little acorns grow. This one does. I think he needs that. Like, he can put it in his office or something. I don't know. So that's all my haul. So we've done past finishes, whips, haul, finishes, sewing. Do you want to do WIP Parade? What time is it? Ooh, almost 2 o'clock here. 28 minutes. Oh my goodness. This is the longest one, I think. Let's do a fast WIP Parade. I don't have a ton of whips. They're all in their fancy project bags, so bear with me. Some of them have pictures, some of them don't. We'll just see where I'm at. I'm debating doing the Stitch 9 challenge hosted by Farm Girl, but I've got a lot of like big things, and I'm worried that with all my Prairie Schoolers I'm adding in and other stuff I might stitch, I don't know. We'll see. All right, this is Christmas Town by Stitcherovia. You saw this not too long ago. I do need to get back to this because this needs finished. It was a Christmas goal that got bumped because of the quilt stitching. It doesn't really have that much more to go, and it's done. So I need to get this section finished. Otherwise, we're almost halfway there. So there is that one. I'll try to count these. That's number 1. Don't let me forget. If I get off track, just shout it out at me. All right, let's see what's next. This looks like it is Let Freedom Ring by Lila's Studio. It has not had any love on it since 4th of July time. I love it. It's big. This is going to be big. It's on 28 count. Joblin or Lugana that I coffee tea dyed myself. I bought like 2 yards of even weave one time off of 123 Stitch, and so I just keep using it. So all I have done, I don't even have a page done yet. That's it. That's all we're at. So like this for a stitch 9, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff to go. So that wouldn't probably be included. This is a multi-year project. I'd love to have it done, but for some reason, my children feel like they need to be fed and cared for, so it's not happening. But so far, so good. I like it. See where I foolishly had my paper and a needle minder and the ink rubbed, so I gotta get that out. But there is that. That's number 2. Oh, this one's my oldest WIP. This is embarrassing. 2000. Let's see, 13, 14. Probably 15 or 16. Might be 2015. This was the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Sal. For one of those years, it's the Storytime sampler. I bought the fabric and the pattern. And the fabric, it was the first time I had done, it's probably like a 32 count or something. And look at that. I'm pretty far. I've got 2 of 3 rows done. I don't think I'm going to do the banner at the top. Here's my hang-ups. I kind of was stitching this to go along with the Once Upon a Time sampler, which I love. It's one of my all-time favorite stitches. I did it for my daughter when she was like a 1-year-old. It's hanging above her dresser. Cute. So I thought, oh good, this will come out and this will be like a companion piece. It's cute little like kids stories. And we were cruising right along really well until, well, Sherlock Holmes isn't really a kid story, but, oh, and I added the bookcase there. Lady of Shalott came along. I'm like, okay, well, still not really kid. And then Phantom came along, and I'm like, meh. And then I just lost steam, clearly. The other thing that I think is holding me up is the frames. They're a bit of a pain in my eyes. I don't know. I don't like doing them. Because they're all slightly different, and it's a lot of counting to me. And the called for colors were this top row, where you have like a pink, a cream, this bluey green, and then this kind of tannish color. I don't like that this bluey green, when you hold it back, it's really hard to see. The others stand out, that one doesn't. So row 2, I decided to lighten my green here. You see it's much lighter than this one. And I like it a lot better. But then it's like, ugh, do I have to go rip this one out? And then it's going to bug me if this row has this color and this row has that color and this row doesn't, and I just don't want to rip it out. Ugh. First world problems, I know. I just need to bite the bullet and do this. Oh, the other thing I added, I want to say, I know I added some colors in the rainbow because they didn't have Roy G. Biv, and that bothered me. The art teacher in me says, no, you have to have a blue and a purple. And then that bluey color I added here in the water, I think, and maybe her dress. It's been too long. I don't even remember. It's cute, and I like it, and I like what I have stitched. And I know I need to just finish it, so I don't know. Maybe I should throw this into the Stitch 9 challenge and just make myself get it done this year so I can get it out of my WIP section. It's real fancy. I keep them all in these bags, and I shove the bags in our ottoman in our living room. But, I mean, I've got stuff in here that has been in there for years. I need to get it done. Get my rear end gear and get it done. So that was number 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep. Not too bad. Number 4, you saw last spring. I worked on this for the Royal Wedding Sal. I have like 6 of this designer's patterns, and this is the only one I've ever stitched on because I didn't realize how big they were and almost full coverage. I love them. I just don't know if I have time, and I originally was like, I'm going to stitch these for my daughter. When I bought them, she was like 3. Now she's 5.5. Still don't have a single one done. Could be a problem. By the time they're done, she won't like fairy tales anymore. Oh well. This is Sleeping Beauty by Donna Stitch. Yeah. Don't even have the whole outline done. I was like, I'm going to do this one because I love the castle, and I do. And I thought I'd outline everything and then go through and fill stuff in. So again, lots of work to do. Don't know when this is ever going to get done. I do like it. I just need to do it. I know, look at this. I even bought, because this color, she like outlines everything in all of her patterns. When I got the patterns, I had such great plans for them. I even bought a cone of that color because I'm like, I'm going to use it and everything, so I'll just get the cone. Still a lot left on that cone. Someday. That's 4. Last one. This was started last summer. This is, I don't have a picture to show you, sorry. This is Barbara Anna's Black Cat Hollow Sal. And I started on the middle section, converting it to color and cotton, as I like to do. And here's where I'm at. Oop. There you go. This is that same even weave that I bought, this time dyed pearl gray and then coffee dyed. And I love this. I'm almost done with this middle one. Like that's kind of the edge of the design, and then there's border. And this one goes to about where my fingers are. So it's not that much more. And then the words. But I love the colors. I love how it's turning out. This is another one that if you sit down and just get your rear in gear, it goes fast. So this I do want to get done before Halloween is the goal. So that is number 5. And then if you include my other 3, so it's only 8. 8 whips isn't too bad, right? Not bad at all. Still mildly stressful to me. Like, I don't think if I ever got above 10, might get stressful. I don't know. So I would love to get some of those done, get them out of my way. So you already know my plans. Stitch Winter Wind, stitch Santa's Village, work on dimensions. I think my start, I hopefully will come back before February to show you some finishes. But if I don't, I think the Prairie Schooler I'm going to start in February is going to be Daffodils, the March one. So daffodils are one of my favorite flowers. I'm going to stitch this one. This is cute, but I'd rather have this. A lot of tan up here again. There could be more color changing. We'll see. That's a ways away. First, let's finish Winter Wind. But I think that's my next one. Because by the time February gets here, I am done with winter. I am over it. I want warmer weather. I'm tired of dealing with little kids in coats. And I'm ready for sunshine at that point. The skin gets even pastier, if you can believe it, than I look now, even paler. By March, it's like I'm transparent. It's crazy. Yeah, so where are we at? 38 minutes. Yep. I hope you've put up with me this long. If you've stuck around, thanks for hanging with me. I hopefully will be back in maybe 2 weeks. We'll try for 2 weeks. School's back in, so things are kicking back up. I just got a text midway through. My daughter's starting some tennis lessons today, so we'll see how that goes. She's scared of the ball sometimes, so that should be very interesting. And Cub Scouts is back up tomorrow. We've got piano lessons going. Just those of you who have littles or bigs know it's a lot with kids running around, but I will try to remember Abby's rule number 2. Always bring cross stitch. Winter Wind can travel. And I think that may be what I'm doing tonight during tennis. So until I see you guys, I hope you have a good stitchy January. Stay warm if it's winter where you are. If you're down in the southern hemisphere, enjoy the summer. Hopefully it's not too blazing hot for you. And I guess I will talk to you guys in a little bit. See you later. Bye.